Hi there, welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur, and every week we have fantastic conversations with really phenomenal entrepreneurs that are doing amazing things within their industry. And of course, this week is no different. We are talking all about how to protect and make sure that your business is protected through insurance and other ventures as well. And our person that we're conversing with today is Loshnee. She's absolutely amazing. We've got a long-standing relationship with her, so we really look forward to you meeting her. But you know how we do. I'm not flying this plane on my own. I've got my well-trusted co-pilot with me, Papa Biz. How are you?
I'm good. Morning. Good to have you here, Loshnee. I mean, we've worked together for quite some time. So it's good that we can finally be able to get you here on this platform to be able to talk a little bit more in depth, get to know you even much better.
Thank you, Hetty and Papa. It's certainly a privilege and an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Loshnee, I think what would be great to start off with would just be for the audience to kind of get to know you better. Who is Loshnee? Where did you grow up? What is your early upbringing like? Just so that we can get a bit of context into who you are.
Okay, Loshnee Kasil is a wife in a covenant marriage to my partner, Suren, for 27 years now.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Wow.
Sure.
And we have two beautiful girls.
Okay.
I call them my miracles. My eldest, Chloe, is 21.
Okay.
Navigating her last year of varsity. And my youngest is 17, Carissa, navigating grade 11. And she tells me, Mum, it's showing me flames. So, yeah, that's who I am. My early childhood, I think I grew up in a community called Lenasia,
Okay.
Indian community. I grew up in a household that was pretty big.
Okay.
In those days, my father and his siblings all lived together with the kids, cousins, everybody together. So our house was always full. And my gran, I don't know, she somehow had the ability to always take people in.
Oh, wow.
So the house was always buzzing. Went to Park Primary School
Okay.
and then Lenasia Secondary School.
Okay.
My childhood was interesting. That's really where I started. And I think like many other entrepreneurs or people growing up, when you finish school, you didn't necessarily have the funds to do tertiary.
Yes.
So you fell into jobs.
Okay.
You didn't choose careers, you just fell into it. And I think that's how I started off. My first job was in a printing and stationery company.
Okay.
I had a stint there for about 6-7 months.
Okay.
And there I learned how not to do business. And through the newspaper, found a job at Norwich Insurance.
Okay.
Wow, I see.
So going back there.
I see. That is so interesting. You know, when you mention kind of growing up in a communal type of setting with your aunts and uncles and cousins around you, that's something that I'm quite interested in, because I feel that today's society, we're living very individual lives.
Yes.
And we're actually missing out on that communal support and also just wisdom that's kind of passed through time. How did that type of upbringing influence you?
I say interesting because when I was born, my grandfather had already passed. So my father's mum obviously took the role of breadwinner.
Yes.
She was very strict. What she said went. And I think just watching her navigate being a breadwinner to 7 kids.
Sure.
Sure, that's not a joke, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just taking care of everybody. And watching her, because she, I don't know if I can say this, but imagine in the 60s, Indian woman, fruits and vegetables selling, chilies, having a little shebeen. So
Finding a way to
finding a way to make ends meet.
Make ends
And
meet, yeah.
I must say, we were short of nothing, but we also were not spoilt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had chores.
Yes.
We would come from school and we weren't allowed in the house because once it's clean and shining, kids weren't allowed to run around.
Yeah.
Interesting and community always. There was food around the table, people sitting around the table.
Yeah.
So it was lovely times. It really shaped the way I think. I think my mum more so taking on the role of, she eventually moved out and we were a bit more independent, and she took on the role of really education was key and those kind of things.
Yeah.
And I always say she gave me the greatest gift, my faith.
Okay.
My mum and dad sort of got married like an arranged kind of marriage. So she knew no one coming from KZN.
Sure.
And, having my granny being such an authoritative figure, for her to go and say, I'm no longer just going to be daughter-in-law in the house. I'm going to start working.
Yes.
And I want to move out. And I want to have,
that's very brave.
Very, very brave. So that's basically my upbringing, and
That's amazing.
Sure. And what I'm trying to check here, is there any part where, as sometimes we'll look back as entrepreneurs and we'll see the inspiration where it came from. Sometimes it's from childhood or something of that nature. I know with myself, when I look back, both my parents were teachers. And from our background, it's always study and go find work, and you're going to do that for 40 years. It's just when I look back, my father actually, he, in order to make ends meet, he'd take on extra work, but extra business. Different times, photography and extra math lessons and different things as well. And I'd actually trace back when I'd even start thinking about adding a side hustle. It came actually from my father. Did at any point for you, is it from childhood, or where do you think that came from for you?
absolutely not.
Really?
I am not a risk taker.
Okay.
I became an entrepreneur through Suren, my husband.
Okay.
It was actually him who started the business.
I see.
And I think my role in the business for the first 2 years was the role of support.
Yes.
The silent financier. Because we had successful careers in corporate. He was working at an underwriting company for 15, 17 years.
Okay.
It reached director level.
Oh, wow.
And decided he's a goals kind of person. And at the age of 35, I'm going to retire. So he became 35, he turned 35 and didn't retire. So at 37, he decided, I think I can give this business thing a go.
A go, yeah.
And I mean, with 2 small kids, Chloe was 9, Carissa was about 4. And I couldn't, I always didn't understand when he said, when we would, celebrate our anniversaries of our company existing, he always recognized me, and I couldn't understand it because I thought to myself, what did I do? And his point was, the business wouldn't have existed if you didn't give me your support.
100%.
Wow, sheesh.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have the belief in me.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And
Wow, that's quite special.
That's powerful.
Yeah. That really is. Because, in the beginning, it's a risk. Even though he had, of course, all these years of experience and knowledge, it's still a risk and quite scary to go out on your own. You don't know how it's going to be. You don't know how it's going to pan out. So having that support system means a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. What were those beginning years like, kind of starting a business from scratch?
He actually wanted to start an underwriting company.
Okay.
But because of his restraint of trade, he took a step back and said, okay, let's open up a brokerage.
Okay.
And, the way he says it, he knew nothing, like all entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And we started out of our house
Yes.
and in our study. And in the first 18 months, we grew phenomenally,
Oh, really?
exponentially.
Jeez.
It was like,
Really?
Really?
I don't know how. And, the insurers that we've partnered up with, they would come in and open our front door and get a fright. Because in our lounge were these call center agents sitting back to
Yes.
back, 12 of them by the end of that 2-year period.
Really?
Amazing.
Wow.
So we were blessed. We were fortunate in terms of people just knocking at our door and, we heard you starting this. Can we join?
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was our first years. We grew exponentially over the first 5 years. But with being, with business, things don't stay the same.
Yes.
A lot of ups
yes.
and downs.
Lots of ups and downs. And I think when people, see other people in business, they think it's all highs.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, there's a lot of lows.
There's a lot of lows. There are.
We were intentional about celebrating our 5th, year being in business.
Wow. Good.
By that time, after 2 years, we moved to some offices in Randburg at Surrey Avenue.
What was that like the first time now where, there's offices and you need to go in and you've gotten the key and now you can start planning, who's going to sit here. What was that whole experience like? Because now it's almost like, wow, this thing is actually alive.
It's a
This
real
baby's
thing.
growing here.
Yeah.
The baby's even walking and running.
We are by nature very hands-on. And Suren is a stickler for details in terms of aesthetics and how things must work and operate and all of that.
Yes.
From the signage to where the reception area must go and how people must sit. It was exciting. It was a milestone, certainly. And we went all out. We started this business and to this day we have no loans.
Wow, look at that.
Sure.
We've just been so blessed. He took all of his pension fund, obviously, and he started this business. And I worked for at least 2 years to sustain our lives. And then after 2 years, he asked me to join and said, do this with me.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's time.
So this is we've been in business for over 12 years now.
Sure, look at that.
Yeah, and I'd forgotten, we'd been doing this so long. So we celebrated our 5th year with real pomp. It was a themed event, Night of the Stars, literal
wow,
red
geez.
carpet,
That's
amazing.
catered event. We had the staff dress up formally.
Yeah.
And it was lovely to celebrate, but on that particular day, I'd never forget it. Our telephones were ringing more than usual. And I was like shocked because it wasn't clients coming and saying, put insurance in place. It was like complaints. And I was like, what's going on? And one of our big partners, insurer partners, decided they're going to put astronomical increases across the board
Sure, look at that. Yeah.
without giving us a heads up. Because they could. Their book had burnt. And so that's what they decided to do. And I think that was the start of our business turning. And we had then rented further space upstairs at the same time,
because
just
you're planning to grow
signed
and
a lease.
expand.
And by that time, the downstairs could seat easily 60 people, and
Sure.
we were
My
at 50 already.
goodness.
And we had then rented out the space for 30 more people upstairs. So we were on the growth trajectory, and a couple of months later, a second insurer did the same thing.
Really?
That's crazy.
And this time, the impact was a little bit more.
Yeah.
And, we navigated.
Because what is the result of that? Does that mean then people cancel their policies or they reduce what they have on their portfolio?
I think not given us a chance to proactively manage it,
Yes.
sort of put us on the back foot.
Yes.
Because by that time, if a client sees that I've got an increase, I'm going to go and shop around,
Yes.
and
of
I'm not
course.
going
See what
to
other options.
exactly. So we lost a lot of business without having the opportunity to do
Yes,
that,
yes.
because we could place them with other people, but then. it was too late. So it
That's
does have an
terrible.
impact because your income
Yes.
slashes.
Yeah.
And now you have the salaries to pay.
Sure. Yes. Oh.
And yeah, I think we sort of managed it by not employing people when people left. We had to eventually downsize quite a bit. And I think hindsight is something else, because had we been that size when COVID hit, then we probably would have had to shut our doors.
Wow, look at that, eh?
So,
Look at that, actually.
when you're going through change, it's actually, that storm is sometimes to just clear your path
Yes. Yes.
and preparing you for what's ahead, and you just don't know it.
And you just,
don't know it, actually.
Yeah, because no one could have predicted COVID. And can you imagine if it hit
Yes.
during that particular time?
Yeah.
Sure. That's quite hectic, and I really appreciate you sharing that, because I feel that because we live in a time of social media, and like you said, we share all of the wins, we share all of the highlights, that we seldom actually have real conversations about what it means to be really working in your business day to day. And some of the challenges that come, whether it's through lessons learned, through mistakes, or just circumstances, things happening to your business, we don't actually talk about it enough.
Yes.
What would you say are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned in your journey that maybe would make you do things a little bit differently, or has shaped the way you run your business?
I think, being in business, you have to embrace change.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's a couple of things that I've learned to fully embrace change. You can't hold on to people.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can't hold on to positions. You can't hold on to possessions.
Yeah.
But the one thing you can hold on to is your character, your integrity.
Yes.
The landscape will change in business.
Yeah.
The way we do business would change. But I think hanging on to that would hold you in good stead. I talk about the people. We rely on our people.
Yes.
They're the backbone of our business.
Yes.
But at times I feel they're just earning a salary.
Of course.
It's not their business.
No, it's
And
not.
rightly so. When I used to do induction training for new employees, one of the things that I learned out of corporate, and I'd always tell them, invest in me, Pty Limited. And it's a proud moment for staff to then say, I'm leaving, but I'm leaving for better.
Yes.
I would be happy for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see some of our staff are now working for the bigger insurers, and I'm like, you know what, I was a part. We were a part of that.
Yes.
Part of their story.
Yes, and so you can't hold on to people. Titles and positions and thinking that you've arrived, forget about it. Because things can change in a moment where we've experienced that.
I think that's what I find interesting, because even myself, when one was in corporate for all those years, there was such an attachment to titles and improvement and taking on different levels. And if I have to look back, it's not that many people in the organizations, the bank that I worked where they were fully versed in terms of looking at the sole benefit for the organization, as opposed to how can I benefit with improving and my title and what perks and so on and so forth. And it's interesting when you said, because I've realized it was in business. I just finished reading Good to Great, written by Collins, and there's a portion where he talks about the importance of having the right people on the bus.
Yes.
And regardless of where the bus is going, if you've got the right people on the bus, you can steer it and you guys can go in the right direction. But more important than that is also realizing when you don't have the right people, and you've got to find a way to let them go and not rely. I mean, they're there in your business, but also you realize we don't need to rely on anybody, actually, because for them, I mean, this is just It's earning a salary. It's not their business.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And then, how have you found, so yourself, have you been with one business? Have you been doing other businesses, or how's that journey been?
You know, in our journey in terms of navigating the downs, we had to in 2018 look at what do we have in our hands. Our business in terms of infrastructure, technology, was built in-house.
Wow.
And we have another business called Sifinity Solutions, which is a software development company. Zynex Insurance Brokers is our primary business. But when we were in that season, we thought, what do we have in our hands? You know, the systems we're using for clients and for maintaining our business was all built in-house. And we... Suren, even though he's an accountant by profession, his love and his passion is software development, self-taught. So that's when we started marketing Sifinity a little bit more seriously.
Okay.
So that's the second business we had. And I think, you know, one of the lessons that we take out of that is have more than one income stream.
Yeah.
Don't put all your
That's
eggs
very
in one basket.
Yeah.
Hard lesson, but an important one.
Yes.
And it's one of those where it's, especially when business is going well, the mind isn't necessarily on that. I mean, you're aware of it, you know, have multiple streams of income, but you know, your mind is so much focused on how can I make this stream work even better? Because look how it's going. Let me make it better.
Yes.
And I find that the most difficult thing for us as entrepreneurs is to take time away just to think.
Yeah.
Because when we are able to think, then we can come up with
New
ideas and
yeah.
creative solutions.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, one wouldn't necessarily think that, oh, okay, we can go and market the software solution company.
Yes.
Because we're not software people. But what I'm hearing from you is that, you know, almost being forced into that scenario where, but actually, this is marketable and some people would pay for this solution.
Yes.
Because we've done this in-house.
Yes.
Did you find that's how you got to that process as well?
Yes, and I think not having all your eggs in one basket was an important lesson, and it's coming back to what you have in your hands. You know, you're right in terms of when you think you have a secret formula, you're so involved in the detail. Even to that point, we were like still went away ahead with the expansion because we thought, well, you know, we found the secret sauce.
Yes.
So let's go ahead. You're so right that we didn't think, what are other skills? What are other skill sets? You know, the other day I had a ex-colleague of mine phone after many years. And she phoned and she said to me, Loshnee, I know you guys do insurance, but you did mention Suren is a tax practitioner registered. And I was like, yeah. And she says, well, you know, I have this little project. Can you help me? And I was like, okay. And by the next morning, we had a scope meeting. By the third day, we were doing this project.
Wow.
And it had to do with submission of a tax reconciliation for a municipality.
Wow.
Sure.
And within 2 weeks, we had our invoice paid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's
And
incredible.
It's like you
Yeah.
don't know what you have in
Yes,
your hand.
yes.
And rightly so, if you don't sit down and you're too much involved in the detail, you know, you don't think about these things.
100%. It also just reminds me, you know, this conversation reminds me of how important it is for us to be in tune and agile. Because, you know, when Papa and I were running our retail business, the first couple of stores did amazing.
Yeah.
And we were also on the same path, opening more shops, growing a bigger factory, employing more people, etc. But and of course, tapping into the formula that was working. It never occurred to us that there may come a point where that formula no longer works,
Yeah.
or the environment changes and people want something different. And are we in tune to actually switch and make that change? It's such a big lesson and such a big aha moment within your entrepreneurial journey when you kind of have to be in tune to be like, oh, I'm not sure if this is actually still working
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. are there areas where you found yourself having to actually then come out of your comfort zone? Because now we're in a digital time. The way we market our businesses, the way we tell people about our businesses, the way we advertise our business has transformed so much from when you first started.
Yes.
Are there moments where you've had to find yourself having to come out of your comfort zone?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think one of the lessons is, if your business grows organically like ours did,
Yes.
we didn't feel the need to market.
Yes, because it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
And if we could go back and do things differently, I would invest in marketing aggressively, at least brand awareness, at least having people know you exist out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this marketing thing, we're not getting it right till now, but we certainly started.
Yes.
And we've put in things in place to actually be consistent with it.
Yes. Yes.
Having mentors telling you over and over again, Loshnee, you've got to get yourself in front of camera and talk about things,
Yes.
really propelled us. Networking sessions, it's critically important to, you often hear this, your network is your net worth.
Yes.
But you don't actually, it doesn't sink in until you actually realize that if you're not talking about your business, nobody's going to know about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely powerful.
And I think just going to speak in terms of what you spoke about with the mentorship, I know you also on the mentorship program. How have you found that experience? What has it been like for you?
I mean, because some people ask me, like, you guys have been in business, what do you need that for? And I'm like, I've always maintained, there's a book by Dr. David Malopo and his wife, Mimiki. It's called If You're Not Growing, You're Dying. And for me, that's exactly it. As a leader, as a business, as an entrepreneur, if you're not learning more, improving more. And I think that's why I joined the mentorship.
Yes.
It's a lovely reminder of the business things that we already know, that we've
Yes.
forgotten.
Yes.
But it's also to keep up to date with what's happening. Like you say, the digital space, the
Yes.
Instagrams and
Yes.
all of those things which we don't have any experience in.
Yeah.
And I have gotten valuable input from the mentorship club, even despite being in business
Yeah.
for this period.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. I mean, I just look at my own journey and the impact that mentorship has had on Papa and I as well in our entrepreneurial journey. You and Suren are husband and wife. You're running your business as a couple, as do Papa and
Yeah.
I. What is that like? How do you make it work?
I think we complement each other. Our skill sets are very different. I mean, my academics is internal auditing and law.
Okay.
So
While
nobody must mess with you, right?
not at all. I'm kidding. And his is financial accounting.
Okay.
He has his master's in that, and his love is IT and programming.
Yeah.
And I think, when he left his job, he was director over finance, but over the years they gave him sales and all sorts of other things, which wasn't really his specialty.
Yes.
But I think all of that, made us complement each other. Where
Yes.
he's big picture, visionary kind of thinking, I'm like detail operations thinking.
Yes, yes.
Where he's like, let's do this. How can we make this contract work? I'm like, let's look at the contract.
Yes,
You
yes.
know? So I think
Yeah.
that's the nice side of it. Obviously, it reminds me of a verse that I read the other day, and it's found in Proverbs, and it says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing
Yes.
and obtains favor
Yes.
from the Lord.
Yes.
And I had to remind Suren, you found a good wife and
Yeah.
you found favor as well.
Yes.
I think it comes back to that supportive role,
Absolutely.
not only in business, but in careers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your spouse needs to be supportive of what your
Yes.
dreams are,
Yes.
what you're going through at work and those kind of things.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. I think
powerful.
that's so important. I think for the entrepreneurs that are watching, if we can just get a little bit technical as we begin to wrap up, why is insurance important for entrepreneurs in particular, people that are running their own business?
I think insurance, by definition, just mitigates risks.
Yes.
Okay. As a business owner, what is the one thing that will put you out of business in an instant?
Okay.
Is it a fire? Is it staff stealing stock?
Sure.
Yep.
Is it your people not paying what they owe you? Is it going into a partnership and the partner dies? Now what?
My
Sure.
goodness.
You know?
Yeah.
Is it our reliance on, with small businesses, there is a heavy reliance on a key person.
Yes.
When that person dies or gets disabled, what happens to the business?
Yeah.
And I think that's the importance of the insurance
Yes.
for business.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think my role, which is basically a financial advisor planner role,
Yep.
is to start to change mindsets where people recognize that insurance isn't a grudge purchase.
Yes, because we often treat it like that.
It's actually an investment.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think my mission is really to get hold of clients at a young age, when you first start your job,
Yep.
to looking at financial planning
Yes.
and insurances,
Yes.
so that you could be better prepared.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Sure, that's quite powerful. And I think you sum it up so well, because as entrepreneurs, we're always planning for the future, which always looks rosy,
Yeah.
that we don't always plan for the not so good things. And just what you've mentioned now has reminded me of, my goodness, there's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's wise to actually put as much protection as possible. And like you said, it's an investment.
Yes.
It shouldn't actually be a grudge purchase. Gosh, you've shared such nuggets and wisdom with us. Papa Biz, I want to throw the ball into your court. What have been the aha moments that you've gotten from our conversation today with Loshnee?
It's two things. I think the first thing that I've picked up is it's easy to attribute the initial success to just, whatever else. But, what I see is that the experience that you two had in corporate and in understanding how business should work really played a big role in that. When you started, things really shot up quite aggressively, which is also very, very good. Sometimes people don't take cognizance of how much you're able to learn while being in an organization.
Yes.
And that's why even the first point that you made, that the first company that you worked with, you learned a lot of, you shouldn't do that. If you have that mindset, then you're actually able to learn even while you're earning. Then, the second part is just the importance of, as one is growing, just to be aware of, okay, how else can I be introducing different streams of income by looking into my talents and my abilities, and where can these actually be marketable and useful that other people would actually want to pay for. And that also requires time just to think that through as well. So those are the two that have really spoken to me.
Absolutely. Loshnee, what would your final parting words be for entrepreneurs who are watching? Different stages of their business. Some might be starting out, some might be well on their journey. I think it's always nice to hear from a fellow entrepreneur. Any final parting words, and also how can people get in touch with you, especially from an insurance perspective?
I think steward your business well.
Yeah.
If your business is in a season of abundance, enjoy it, because this too shall pass. If your business is in a downturn, adapt, and still continue to steward it well.
Yes.
Because this too shall pass.
Yes.
You know,
That's
starting
powerful.
over is not the end of the world.
Yes. Yes.
And really, book smart without street smart is not going to get you there.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
You know, we can have, and we learned that from corporate. And when I say book smart, you don't necessarily need a degree. I mean, YouTube is so full of resources.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The street smart is going to get you to hustle. But I think the thread with those two things is definitely the ability to communicate effectively.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that three things is a foundation of, you know, having a successful business.
Yes.
Sure.
Because if you can't articulate what your service is and why a person needs it, your business won't be successful.
Good.
That's very, very powerful. And if an entrepreneur would love to be in touch with you, how can they go about doing that?
Okay, our business name is Xinix, Xinix.
Okay.
We're insurance business, and you can check our website out. And our telephone number is 086-724-1000. But really, the website, there's a contact page.
Okay.
Happy to help.
Oh,
Good.
that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I've gotten great nuggets as well. I think my biggest nugget from you is that reminder that sometimes we need to just take the next right step. You know, when Suren decided to go out on his own, just taking the next right step. Then working from home, taking the next right step was to move into offices. When there was a bit of a downturn, then the next right step is to downscale. And then the next right step is to look at what are the other skills that I have and how can I leverage them to increase the multiple skills of income, streams of income. Even the telephone call to say, hey, I know that, you know, you're a tax practitioner. Can you actually assist? That's the next right step.
Yeah.
You know, so just constantly taking the next right step, kind of, and before you know it, you look back and like, geez,
Yeah.
it's been quite a journey. Yeah. So that's been amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing with
Yeah.
us and sharing your journey with us. Yeah, very, very inspiring, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you, Hetty and Papa, for the platform.
Yeah.
I think you guys are giving off the tools to help business succeed, which we didn't necessarily have. You know, you're freely giving this platform, and your rewards will be great. So thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Monetizers, that brings us to the end of this episode of Monetize Your Business podcast conversations. It's really been highly inspirational. Please do share within the comment section what your aha moments have been, and make sure that you reach out to Loshnee and her team for any of your insurance needs. They really are fantastic entrepreneurs who know exactly what they're doing. Now, make sure that you also follow us on all social media platforms. It's at Monetize Your Business, and see you at our physical workshops. Until the next episode, bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.